never belongs to you. It's just your turn. Of course her parents don't have a problem with me being black. She's past the wall. Get your fat ass off the couch, start lifting weights, and learn game. You're welcome. So you got drunk at a frat party, then fucked the football team? You're not a rape victim, sweetheart. You're a slut. What's up, guys? It's your man Donovan Sharp, and welcome to this edition of the Sharp Reality. You can find me on Twitter at Donovan_Sharp. You can also contact me through my website, DonovanSharp.com. Just click on the Contact tab in the upper right-hand corner of my homepage to submit your questions, comments, show ideas, and personal stories you'd like to share. You can find all episodes of TSR right here on YouTube. You can also find them on SoundCloud and iTunes. If you'd like to read more of my content, head on over to returnofkings.com as well as negromanosphere.com to read my articles. I've got over 100 published articles between the two sites over the last 3 years. I've written about girls, I've written about game, fitness, self-improvement, finances, and just about every other red pill topic you can think of. So hit those two sites and check out my archive. Makes for a good supplement to this podcast. If you want to support the show at no cost to you, simply bookmark the Amazon link in the sidebar of my homepage and do all your Amazon shopping through that link. Make sure, guys, that you sign up for my weekly newsletter on DonovanSharp.com, which is located just above the Amazon affiliate link that we have. Again, we will never sell or give away your information to anyone for any reason, and we're definitely not going to blow up your inbox with a bunch of spam. Today's episode, I am going to talk about an often debated topic: sluts versus studs. We have all heard countless people, men and women alike, ask this very question: why are men who sleep with a lot of women studs, but girls who sleep with a lot of guys sluts? The reason for this question is because stud has a positive connotation, whereas a slut, a whore, has a negative connotation. It's an age-old debate, and it started back when women were no longer shamed for sleeping around. This started with the sexual revolution, when women were no longer shamed for fucking a bunch of guys or having kids with multiple men. They started squawking, started bitching, well, why is it that when we sleep around, we are looked down on and called sluts and called these negative things and looked on negatively, but guys who have been sleeping around for eons, decades, centuries are called studs, and why are they looked upon with reverence, adoration? Well, there are two reasons why this is. This is not a double standard, and what I'm going to do in this particular episode is I'm going to give you guys the two biggest elements or the two biggest reasons, elements, whatever you want to call them, as to why men are admired for being studs, why men are admired for sleeping around, and women are admonished for sleeping around. Number one, biology. Guys, sperm is cheap. Eggs are not, all right? As men, we can reproduce until death. We can impregnate women until the day we die. We are fertile until we kick the bucket. Women, on the other hand, can only reproduce for a finite amount of time. They are born with a certain amount of eggs. When females are born, they already have all of the eggs that they're born with all of the eggs that they will ever have for the rest of their lives. So if one of their eggs goes missing or disappears, whatever the case may be, then their eggs are gone for good. So sperm is very, very cheap, and eggs are extraordinarily valuable. Men, we continue to produce sperm all the way through life, so it's plentiful. I mean, it's not going anywhere unless our testicles stop working. We're gonna continue to produce sperm until we die. For this reason, men are physically designed to be polygamous, and women are designed to be monogamous. This is why men commit to women who've only slept with a few men, if any, virginal women, and women are attracted to men who have a lot of sexual experience with women. Now, sure, as men, we will fuck sluts, Okay, listen. Just because we don't wife up sluts, just because we don't commit to sluts, doesn't mean we're not going to fuck them. We got to get our rocks off somehow, and we can talk about how bad sluts are. Yeah, sluts are good for guys like myself who have high sex drives. I mean, they make it relatively easy for us to get sex. And women, on the flip side, will also date men without having sex or without having much sex, but their commitment is reserved. Those two people, high value men and high value women, their commitment, their devotion is reserved for virginal women and experienced men. Biology is also the reason why men are much less discriminate about the women they sleep with. The reason for this is that we don't have to carry the baby, all right? There's no physical investment. The only physical contribution or the only physical investment there is actually making the baby, is shooting the sperm into her vagina and her getting pregnant. If I get a girl pregnant, that's my contribution. I don't have to carry that kid around for 9 months. Women, on the other hand, have to be extremely discriminate. Well, theoretically speaking, because of this biological asymmetry. Because if they get pregnant, that is a 9-month investment physically. Then it's another 18 years afterwards. But never, let's forget about the 18 years with the kid. Let's just talk about the physical investment. If a woman becomes pregnant, she has to carry a life within her for 9 months before she gives birth to the child. Then listen, childbirth ruins women's bodies if they don't take care of their bodies. They gain weight, their vaginas get looser, they get stretch marks, their tits get stretch marks, their tits are saggy. I mean, it is a serious physical toll to pay for a woman who carries a pregnancy to term. So the bottom line here is that there's more at stake for women sexually than it is for men. Biologically, women have to be more selective, like I said earlier, because they only have so many eggs. Men, we have an infinite amount of sperm. We can produce it until we die. So we stick our dicks in anything. Consequences be damned. We are programmed to spread out our seed. Women are designed to seek out the best genes. Here's the rub. Birth control and abortion has completely removed the need for women to be discriminatory about the men they sleep with. If there's no risk of pregnancy, if they can just get an abortion in case of a slip up, women can just throw caution to the wind and fuck whoever they want. They're not going to get pregnant, and if they do, they have the option of the abortion. Sluts give away what should be reserved for one man. So biologically, women who act like men should act sexually, that is, they sleep around, okay? They are not long-term relationship material. Let me repeat that. Women who act like men should sexually, in other words, women who sleep around a lot, they're not good options for long-term relationship material. On the flip side, men who act like women should act sexually, in other words, not sleep around, women aren't going to commit to or devote themselves to that particular male. Women who act like men and men who act like women repulse the opposite sex, especially when it comes to the sexual marketplace. So biologically, women have to be much more discriminate because they have a very finite amount of time with which they can reproduce. This is why, once again, women are designed to be monogamous, men are biologically designed to be polygamous. That's the biological reason why sluts are admonished and studs are admired. The number two reason, and I think most of us here already know and have probably heard, guys, getting dick is easy, getting pussy is not. Girls know that getting laid is easy. All they have to be is there, all right? They just have to be female, mildly attractive, and be willing, and they can get the dick. We all know this. Getting laid as a man, on the other hand, is extremely difficult. Even if a man is in great shape, is great looking, drives a nice car, has money, runs airtight game, his chances are still slim. His chances of sleeping with beautiful women are less than the chances of mildly attractive women sleeping with attractive men. That's just how it is. A man who gets laid a lot has to hit on a lot of chicks. Trust and believe. When I was sleeping with down in Vegas, and I've talked about my exploits down in Las Vegas, I was fucking this girl or that. Guys, I had to be an approach machine because the odds were not in my favor. They just weren't. If you, I'll give you an example, and this is an example that I give, that I talk to, like when my friends ask me, hey, what's it like sleeping? I mean, they do ask me red pill related material. Like they ask me to tell me, hey, what's your secret? And I tell them, look, man, there is no, I mean, obviously there are things that you have to do and things that you have to change, but I let them know that it's not as easy as I make it look. Yeah, you hear me about me fucking this girl or that, but trust and believe there was a lot of work that went in before, during, and after the lay. So the example I always like to give when I talk to people about this is, say, now this is just assuming the guy is high value. He's in great shape, he's great looking, drives a nice car, is obviously financially responsible, etc., etc. If I approach 10 girls, okay, I'll get 7 phone numbers. Of those 7 girls who gave me their phone number, I'm going to text all 7. Of the 7 girls that I've texted, 4 will text back. 3 of them will flake. Three of them will, for whatever reason, they just won't text back. Of the 4 girls who text back, 2 will agree to a meetup. Of the 2 girls who agree to a meetup, at least one of them is going to flake on me. And a lot of times it's both. If I go out on a date or if I go on a meetup with both of those women, I might sleep with one of them. So if you approach 10 women, you get 7 phone numbers, 4 of them text back, you set up a meetup with 2. If you fuck one of them, you're a fucking god. You are a pickup artist Casanova. You are a PUA extraordinaire. This is 1 out of 10, and you're a god. A man who is a quote-unquote 10, like I said earlier, will have a much more difficult time fucking a female 6 than a female who is a 5 will have fucking a man who is an 8. Attractive men, high-value men sleep with women all the time, but it's still very difficult. Unattractive women have no problem sleeping with even mildly attractive men. That's just how it is, guys. The odds are not in our favor. Female 3s, 4s, and 5s. In other words, females who are on the scale 3s, 4s, and 5s, they get infinitely more dick than male versions of 3s, 4s, and 5s. 3s, 4s, and 5s, men, they're probably not even getting any pussy, if at all. Okay? There are a lot of fat, ugly sluts running around. There are a lot of fat, ugly women who get a lot of dick. There aren't a lot of... Listen, I can't think of one fat, ugly man that I've seen that could possibly be getting any pussy. That is the sexual marketplace dichotomy. It is extremely easy for girls to get dick. It is extremely hard for guys to get pussy. The bottom line here is that being a slut is easy. Girls know it is easy to sleep with a lot of guys. This is exactly why the overwhelming majority of slut shaming comes from females. They know how easy it is to get dick. Okay? They know this. Now, listen, we as men, we will never know just how easy it is for women to get laid. We may think we know because we hear about the stories and we see it happening all the time, but trust me, it's a lot easier than even we think it is, and women know this. A female who brags about all the guys she's fucking is like a dude bragging that he woke up and brushed his teeth, okay? Getting male attention is as easy as breathing for females, and getting dick is just as easy. Being a slut is easy, being a stud is hard. This is why women are admonished for being sluts and men are admired for being studs. Rollo Tomassi famously says in a lot of his articles, and definitely check out his website, therationalmale.com. Him and Illimitable Man, they are they are 2 of the most brilliant red pill writers on the web, probably ever. But Rollo Tomassi famously said and says that women are the gatekeepers to sex and men are the gatekeepers of commitment. This is and it makes all the sense in the world, and we see this all around us. This is why men want more than anything to learn how to sleep with beautiful women on the regular, and women want nothing more than to get married. Okay? It's easy for women to get dick. It's easy for them to get laid. But getting a man to commit to her long term is the real challenge. And that's why women shame each other for being slutty, but then will congratulate each other for locking down a man. It's the same with men. Men know it's easy for us to date around. We can date a girl for a few weeks and, hey, would you like to be my girlfriend? They're going to say yes. And they know it's even easier for us to get married because marriage has become incentivized for women, what with divorce rate and child custody laws, etc., etc. It's easy to get a girl to marry us because we know it's what they want. But we congratulate each other for sleeping around because we know that's difficult. But when one of our friends says he's getting married, we try to talk him out of it, or we joke about how his life is over. That's how this is. Men of value don't commit to sluts for obvious reasons. They're sluts. By the same token, women aren't attracted to men who want to commit too soon. A man who commits too soon to a woman, that's the male version of a slut. They're giving away what's easy for them to give away, which is commitment. Okay? Women are the gatekeepers to sex and shouldn't give that away so easily and freely. Men are the gatekeepers to commitment, and we shouldn't give that away so easily. When both do it, it is unattractive to the opposite sex. Women who sleep around, yeah, we'll fuck around with them, have a little fun with them, but we're not wifing that bitch up. We're not marrying that hoe. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Dr. Dre famously said that back in the 90s. He was way ahead of his time. You cannot turn a hoe into a housewife. Everybody knows that. This is why men with options don't commit to hoes. And listen, men without many options still ain't committing to hoes because women are epic sluts. On the flip side, women are repulsed by men who want to get serious after 3 dates. It's the same thing. If a man fucks a woman on the first date, okay, he likes it, but he loses respect for her because she's given up the booty on the first date. It is the same thing when a man after the first date, hey, would you like to like to be my girlfriend? It's the same thing. She loses respect for you because you're giving her what you should be protecting. You're giving her what's easy for you to give her. People are shamed for doing what's easy. And bragging about it as though it takes a lot of effort for doing what's easy. People, on the other hand, are praised for accomplishing what's difficult. Like I said before, guys, getting dick is easy for women. Getting pussy for men is not. And this is why studs are praised and sluts are shamed. Women, it's so funny, women disingenuously ask this question. Well, why is it? They always ask that question, knowing full well the reasons why. They know being an epic slut is one of the easiest things to do in America. Easiest things to do in the world. Being a slut is easy. Being a stud is not. We don't admire people for men or women alike. We don't admire people for doing what's easy and then bragging about it. And then women like to, it's funny, women have coined the phrase fuckboy. Like a guy who sleeps with a lot of women is a fuckboy. In other words, he's a slut. Oh, it's so easy for him to fuck women, so let's shame him. No. When a woman shames a man for sleeping around, that just shows she is clueless. They're not there when he's spending thousands of hours in the gym, riding thousands of miles, making sure he's financially in the black, learning game. They don't see all the work that stud puts into being able to sleep with women on the regular. But we as men and women, we know that women don't have to work to sleep around. All they have to do is be female, be there, and be willing. That's it. And that is the definitive reason why sluts are admonished and studs are admired. And everybody knows it. That does it for this edition of TSR. Make sure, guys, that you like the video if you enjoyed it. I'm trying to get 100 likes per video, and that would really help. Visit DonovanSharp.com anytime to listen to past episodes and check out additional content. Thanks for listening, guys. Talk to you next time.